progress. Or again, I have been telling this in case you want to have a bigger view of the speaker, तो आप स्पीकर मोड पे चले जाएं, तो उससे आपको पूरे स्क्रीन पे भारती जी या जो भी स्पीकर है वो दिखेगा. उसका एडवांटेज ये है कि जैसे मुद्राएं हैं, ये है वो है, छोटे फ्रेम में ठीक से दिखती नहीं है, तो आप स्पीकर मोड पे चले जाएं. और मैंने कई दफ़ा बता चुका हूं कि वो स्पीकर मोड पे कैसे जाना है. सो अगर फिर भी अगर किसी को क्लियर नहीं है तो वो पूछ सकता है. एंड we will have this session and Q&A session, which we will try to finish by 6:15 because we have one-on-one appointment today. So uske liye we need another 10-15 minutes. So that's all for today, Bharti ji. It's all yours. Go ahead.
आप सबके आत्मन को नमन. So today's session is very important session. Working on strengthening your brain and mental strength is very important. And the dilemma is, first of all, there is no set rule of exercises for this. Also, many people don't know how to test it. So that's other problem. And the third problem with this kind of behavioral thing, even the person looks very fit from outside, he is not. The mental strength or brain power is very important. So if you put someone, say, in the middle path, so brain power means making you more agile, making your cognitive skills more vibrant is another level. But many times we realize this problem when the person is in deep trouble. Means the hand-eye coordination is not there, left-right coordination is not there. Many times Alzheimer, Parkinson, and all those problems are there. Or when very high stress or depression level is there, means when the problem is beyond your control or beyond the modern medical science control, then basically we come across the problem. And that's what the biggest bottleneck with modern science and technology and medical sciences, because it's very difficult to bring you back there, especially when you are 40 or 50 plus or 60 plus, depending how agile or how active you are. So when the age is not with you, then basically you are losing ground every day. So now the challenge is, first of all, you have to recover that lost ground, bring you back to where you were a day ago or a year ago, and then resolve your already existing problems, including medications. So how to avoid that? Now, most rampant, very common symptom of mental strength and all these things are, first of all, carrying out your daily tasks. You feel you don't feel like strong enough or agile enough or cognitive enough to carry out happily these tasks. And many times these daily tasks are painful for you. Second problem you could see left and right coordination. So the Ila and Pingala, which is called, or which is also called sun and moon, or simply you can say chin chin or left and right. So left and right coordination is very difficult. Second, other problem is your thinking. How to stimulate your thinking, how to strengthen your and mental energy, how to many things come even after that, like creativity. Creativity is very much connected to your mental agility. Creativity does not mean you start doing a new painting. Well, you are not, or we are not equipped to do that. Creativity does not mean always that. I give you a very simple example, that you look around where you live. If you find something new, that creates agility in your mind. Your cognitive behavior becomes strong. And you don't need to go far away from your place where you live. To grow something in your vegetable garden, simple task. The first of all, it gives a creative feeling. The other thing, it's very close to homegrown, very close to home, something grown. Anything, any vegetable, any product, or any produce grows closest to home is the biggest toxin reliever for you. वेरी सिंपल इक्वेशन. जितना आपके घर के नजदीक जो चीज ग्रो होगी, आपके घर के इन्वायरमेंट में, if it has grown, it's the best. And you don't need to grow a big. You can have simple some parts and have some coriander seeds. Very simple. Have little chili. Have little basil. These things grow very easy inside your home. So small things. So they creativity, as long as they shed off your toxins very fast. Of course, as I said, creativity, then focus, concentration, memory, all these part of this brain power, boosting your decision making. Many times people confuse, they are not able to make a decision. Your reaction time, very important. How do you react, and when do you react? Many times your reactions may be very good, but it has passed that time. You have to respond a day or 2 days, a few days ago, but you were late into that. Of course, stress, behavior, negative emotions. So all these things, including building confidence in you, all these part of how to strengthen your brain. Forget about the many negative things after that. Means your reaction is not at all at par. It's not normal. And many times our normal is very different. Many times some of the things which we think it's not normal, maybe beyond our. So normal has a band, if I could explain. So normal could be from 20 to 60 or some. There is a band here. There is a line here, middle line, middle band. Anything beyond that, exceptional. Anything below that could also be exceptional. So it depends. So there are many things we could do, as we discussed in the past. There are 4 or 5 ways I normally discuss. Some postures you can do, some breathing exercises you could do, some acupressure points you can work, and some of the dietary thing you could do. So one of the posture which I always recommend, first of all, you check your left-right coordination, and it's very easy. I'm going to show you how to check that. So people can let me know if you don't see me. So the coordination for left and right is very simple. Basically, normally we recommend this pose, but if you cannot do, I think you cannot see the top. But if you cannot do this, and as I always suggest, in this pose, close your eyes. How long you can hold, that is important. But there is a simple way. If you want to check left and right coordination, just move your leg up, spread your hand, that gives a little more ease to you. And now close your eyes. Always count how long you could do. I can do many minutes because I'm used to it. And same way, once you did a count for say right leg up, try the left. Again, spread your hand, that gives you more balance, and close your eyes. And now you see how long you could go. If your legs are perfectly normal, means you're not injured or anything, then both counts should be same. If there is a big difference between left and right count, it does not mean very unhealthy or something, but one thing for sure, it affects your decision, because there is a lot of inner conflict going on inside you. So make sure you try to do this balance slowly, you try to do it every day. If you cannot do both eyes, close one eye at a time. That will give you more balance to you. So with one eye closed, you are better. So make sure you strengthen your timing and make sure you double it up. So if you are in this posture for 10 count while closing your eyes, you should go up to 20 counts, closing your eyes. Once you did 20 counts, then you move to next pose, tree pose, this. And again, close your eyes. So gradually, as your time increases, basically what it does, the cells in your brain, the degeneration, it builds more cell faster. And also there are two sides, left and right. So that's how it makes balance in both sides. So make sure you do this exercise to test the inner conflict or imbalance between left and right. Now, I also give an option how to do it. If you cannot do at all, sometimes it's a fear. Because of fear, you cannot do. So you stand in front of the wall here. It may not take, you don't need to take support, just close to wall and then do it. The moment you wobble, you take support. Again, leave it. Again, take support. Again, leave it. So that's how gradually you build your stamina to hold little more, your practice to little more. And as soon as there is an equivalency between left and right, between sun and moon, the inner conflict will go away. It means one side probably toxin building is more than the other side of your brain. So those toxin buildings, probably it removes faster. So that's the very first step to do that. One of the other exercise I always recommend, now two joints in your body are very important. One is the lower part of your spine, and one is the parathyroid gland. So between parathyroid gland and root, basically it tells you that one, if your root is active, it shows that you belongs to kingdom of animalia, means you are living or living organism. But you have to grow in order to become a human, and after become a deity, देवत. ये दो चीज है ह्यूमन, ये बाकी एनिमल्स में ये कैपेसिटी नहीं है. It's only humans or have that boon to do that. But anyway, let's focus on the health first of all. Those things we can discuss. So make sure you strengthen your root by doing forward bend. This forward bend I have recommended many times. Make sure you stretch your root here. Once you do this, same pose you can do. It is also called seated forward bend. Means you sit down like this and then you bend as much as you could. So two type of bend is very important for your root. Now I'm gonna do two more bends for your neck. So between neck and root, you have the whole spine. So make sure you stretch your spine, and once you put more stretch towards your parathyroid gland, means the cerebrospinal fluid going to your brain is basically going little more, making your brain more agile, more powerful. So any hamperness, if it is hampered most of the time, like if blood pressure condition is there, because of salt intake conditions, many other things, they hamper the flow of cerebrospinal fluid to your brain, which makes your brain less agile, and basically which is the basis, or which is the background for many mental problems, starting with Alzheimer and Parkinson's problem. So make sure, I have already recommended two. I have many, but I have to go by time. So two, the forward bend and the seated forward bend to stretch your root. The other thing is, how do you stretch this part? So for this, if you could do it, you can see me. So this is called shoulder pose. So make sure lie down on your back for shoulder pose. Move your legs back and then move it up. Try to straighten your leg. Again, while coming back, go back. I'm going to show on the other side as well. so that you know how your neck looks like in the shoulder pose. There is a little one stretch ahead. There is another pose which is called plow pose. So you can do plow pose as well, but not right now. But right now, let's strengthen the shoulder pose. Now, if you see me other way, from this side, doing it, hands on the side, palm facing down, and move it back. So you first move it back, then move forward. Straighten. Straighten your leg. As much as you could. Go back. Bring it down. If you have problem doing this pose because you haven't done in the past or you are not practiced, there is another exercise I recommended. Sit down in easy pose or whatever you could do, siddhasana or half lotus or full lotus, and yoga pose. Yoga pose means back head, spine, lower part of his spine, they align together, they are in one line. So you sit down in this pose and you move your neck. Make sure you see behind you. Just neck moves. Come back. Stay in the middle. Now the other. You should see at least your shoulder does not move. Just the neck. You should be able to see behind you. Bring in the middle, hold, and again go up. You should be above your head at least see. Little behind and then down. When you bring it down, your chin touches some part of your chest. So this exercise you do 3-4 rounds. If you cannot do shoulder pose, this is an alternate pose to strengthen this part, parathyroid gland, which basically helps the flow of cerebrospinal fluid to your brain. Make sure you do it on regular basis. So 2 exercises I recommended. One is for your root and one is for your parathyroid gland. Please make sure you do it on regular basis. So that cerebrospinal fluid is not hampered. Now, once you do these exercises, there are few other things like there are bridge poses, there are cobra poses, there are other poses as well. But I'm gonna add more exercises for those people who are not as handy to do postures. So you can also awaken this by doing some of the breathing exercises. One of the breathing exercise I suggested many times, which is alternate breathing. All of you know how to do alternate breathing. I have shown it many times. If you don't remember, just quickly inhale from left, exhale from right, inhale from right, and exhale from left. So you remember the first posture I had shown you, like lifting your right leg and left leg to check the balance, basically to check the balance between sun and moon, or basically to check inner conflict, which affects your posture, your standing, your balance, as well as your decision making. More inner conflict inside you, more delay in the decision process. And even after delay does not mean a right decision. So one of the other breathing exercise you could do is bee breathing or bumblebee breathing, what Brahmari it is called. So Brahmari, the first fingers on your eyebrows, the other three closes your eyes, the thumbs on your earlobes and close the earlobes. Inhale. And exhale through your mouth, through your nostrils, sorry. Now remember one thing, the ferocity with which you are doing is immaterial here. It's the synchronization which matters most here. So synchronization बहुत जरूरी है, जिससे ध्वनि में humming हो. When humming is consistent for the same pace for longer duration, it means the frequency is less. When the frequency is less, vibration is more. That's the relation. So basically, I without doing this, I'm gonna tell you what basically you exhale from your nostril with humming. So exhale, inhale, and with natural exhale, you should do this bee breathing. What it does basically. Now, when you close this, when you close, the eye closing matters little bit because then you see inside. Basically, distraction from outside is removed a little bit. Your distraction at mana and chitta level is still going on, but at least physical level the outside distraction is gone. So then the humming creates vibration. More vibration happens for longer period of time. You remove toxins, you shed off toxins. So जो भी around cerebrospinal fluid, around this area, around ENT, around your brain, जो gray matter है, gray matter means those things which are decaying the cells, वो shed off होता है, उसका replacement faster होता है. So make sure you do that. Your mind has always some electric shocks, electric charges going on. That spark is very important for you. Every living human being has that spark. But that spark has also a side effect. It lot of cells dies because of that spark. but lot of cells are regenerated as well. So this process keeps going on. The problem is when there is less energy, less fuel to it, less cerebrospinal fluid, then that spark kills more cells and generates less cell. And then the process of many problems is started. Remember, your mind has 16 dimensions. Just casually I'm explaining this. And then there are 4 levels. They are at the intellect level, they are at the manah level, they are at the ahankar level, which gives you identity. Ahankar is not always very bad. Ahankar also give you an identity. The problem is when your identity becomes a part of your ego, then it's a problem. And then at the end you have chitta level, which is also intellect, but cosmic intellect. But anyway, that's more like for intellect discussions, and I'm not gonna go into details to that. There are a few things you could also do, as I have suggested many times. If you have black tulsi plant, any tulsi plant basically, so not basil. So tulsi is not basil. Many people confuse. So they call holy basil, but tulsi is different. So tulsi plant, and in any part, wherever you live most, for example, if you spend more time in your study, lit a diya below the tulsi. वो घी का दिया एक जला दिया करिए below the tulsi. The combination of tulsi and ghee diya is basically brain cleaner, many things. So degeneration, it slows down your degeneration. इसका पूजा से, पाठ से, प्रेयर से कोई मतलब नहीं है ना, इसका किसी धर्म से मतलब. Yeah, you don't need to pray doing this. Basically, you need a tulsi plant, and then you need a diya underneath it, and make sure you put that in the area where you live most, so that you consume it through air. So make sure you do this. Tree pose I have already recommended. Forward bend I have already recommended. Seated forward bend I had already recommended. Bee breathing is very important. And now one part I want to focus a little bit, which is called meditation. But as I suggested many times, what people think as meditation is not a meditation. Meditation has 3 steps. First of all, senses withdrawal from subject is very important for meditation. Then concentration, and then comes meditation. So these 3 steps you have to do in order to do. Before that, you have to do 2 more steps. But within meditation, there are 3 levels. Senses withdrawal from subject, concentration, and then comes meditation, and then comes transcendental meditation. Now there is a methodology for that. If you see ancient Vedic literature, there is a very good technology for that, which is called vipassana. So when you do vipassana, basically it's a pre-meditation stage, though they also call it meditation. You can translate into meditation. So vipassana is, instead of outside distraction, you choose one of the hand gesture based on whatever works for you, and then you close your eyes and you observe some activity inside you. inside you observe. The most common activity is basically breathing. What other activity you can observe? There are many other activities, but you are not at that minor level to observe it. You can also observe mana. You can also observe Ajna Chakra. But basically, you are not equipped for that. So let's have at the stool level, broad level, which everyone has common, means breathing. So before concentration, this is one of the good idea to observe your breath. आप जब इसको करेंगे ना, whenever you do this, you see your mana does not focus on anything, keeps running here and there. Keeps running here and there. So the first step, senses withdrawals from subject, go with the mana, wherever it is going. Just be a calm observer. Second step, after few weeks, is focus on your breath. Again, don't feel guilt if your mana goes out. Never feel guilt or something. That's the nature of mana. Just focus on your breath. Many times that's another hurdle in the meditation, when people start feeling guilty that how come I thought like this, or my mind is kind of thinking nonsense. But it's not only your mind. Everyone's mana is like that. As I suggested one time, if you write for half an hour what you were thinking in your mana, you will be even ashamed to read yourself. Forget about showing to others. So everyone's mana is like that. It's because we never go inside. We think that our joy, our happiness, our anand, everything is outside. Yeah, it's there outside, little bit, temporary. It's very temporarily. So you can do that. Diet part, you already know, BAPS food, recommended many times. Bitter, astringent, pungent, sweet, sour, and salt, every day in your diet. I had already recommended tulsi and ghee lit. Tulsi na ho to ghee ka diya jala sakte hain. Many times people think that only this combination is important. Yes, if combination is there, that's fine. But if it is not there, ghee ka diya kabhi bhi jala sakte hain with the cotton swab, wo jo rui ka aata hai. So make sure you do that. I can give you more precise information if I know your element, and I can let you know your elemento by testing your pulse. So you can do that. Fasting is very important. People do not realize. One time I had a good discussion with my doctor, who is with my friend who is a practicing doctor, and he said, I need energy, that's why we should not do fasting. And I challenged him, you do fasting, you will have more energy. He said, no. I said, energy means what? You have more oxygen in your system. And I said, you have oximeter. Just check your oxygen level when you are fasting, and check your oxygen level when you are eating the whole day. Next week he called me, he said, I'm surprised. I checked the oximeter. When I was fasting, oxygen intake was more. So always remember, whenever you do not eat as much, your oxygen intake is always more in your system. Means your energy level is more. Yes, you feel little bit weakness you might have. Some of the thing is basically practice. So make sure you fast, and I always recommend fast does not mean Indian kind of fast where you eat pakora, kuttu ka halwa, aloo kachalu, and juices. and even singhade ka paratha. So I do not recommend that kind of fast. So fast, one time you completely miss your diet and you be on water. I understand both time may be difficult, but one time you could be on that. On top of that, as I suggested many times, based on your elemento, you can also choose a metal, you can also choose a stone, and you can also choose a mantra. And I tell you one thing, these mantras is not only in Vedic. These mantras are in many cultures. They are also in Quran. They are also in other books. So the mantras, the only thing is you need a person to find it. So the mantras also help to awaken your breathing pattern. So you can also choose this thing, a stone, a metal, a mantra. One of the, I don't have much time, but one little time for acupressure, which is called adrenal gland here. So the first finger, this is called adrenal gland. Anger management is also a problem of brain. So make sure you do acupressure of adrenal gland. For creativity, there are thymus and other things, but we'll talk about that later. I'm running out of time, so I open the floor for question, 5 minutes, and then one-on-one session.
Anji, anybody has a question? Raise your hand. Vinodji, yes, please unmute yourself.
जी डॉक्टर साहब बोलें please.
You're still muted.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Actually, everything Bharti ji is very, very clear. I just probably missed one simple point that in the on the breathing side, you gave two exercises. The first was deep breathing, and second was Brahmari. I'm fully aware of Brahmari, and we do very often. And the first one, deep breathing, I think, are you saying it is like the way you taught is like Anulom Vilom or something different?
Yeah, Anulom Vilom, alternate.
Okay.
I spoke
Yeah,
about
alternate.
alternate breathing.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Anybody else? एक चीज भारती जी आपने कई दफा बोला है एंड आई लाइक टू क्लैरिफाई, जो आपने कहा दिया जलाने के लिए कई दफा आप कह चुके हैं कि वो देसी घी का दिया होना चाहिए,
जी जी,
नॉट एनी अदर ऑयल और कुछ नहीं.
हमने घी वर्ड यूज किया, घी लिट.
हाँ, घी भी मतलब देसी घी.
हाँ, देसी घी. अब डालडा मत जलाइएगा.
भारती जी, देसी घी वैसे बिल्कुल सही कहा आपने और सारी बात ठीक है. अगर किसी कमरे में भी कंटिन्यूसली रोज देसी घी का दिया घंटा भर आधा घंटा जो भी जलाया जाए ना, तो उस रूम के अंदर में ऑलमोस्ट परमानेंट जो है ना, वो ऐसी फ्रेग्रेंस कह लो, उसे जो भी स्मेल कह लो, वो आ जाती है जिसका निकलना बहुत मुश्किल होता है. मेरा ये एक्सपीरियंस है. मतलब क्योंकि ये यहाँ पे सब चीजें बंद ही रहती हैं ज्यादातर टाइम. तो
That's why I said if you live in an open area like kitchen area, like when you are doing breakfast, you can do that.
I think
probably you do not lit the whole day. And also there is a thing, now there are many modern diyas I had seen. So they cover the lid and everything. So the smoke is not as much. Try those ones. They work well. And don't lit it for a long time. So make sure, like, if you are done with 30-40 minutes the breakfast, you can put it on the breakfast table.
Okay, looks like there are no more questions, so we can wind up. I'll just stop the recording now, and कहाँ चली गई रिकॉर्डिंग का बटन? सॉरी, इट इज गॉन बिकॉज मैंने आपको होस्ट बना दिया था, तो इस वजह से मेरे को वो नहीं दिखा. ओके.